Canton City schools are starting the year with new curriculum, not to increase test scores, but to fight an unusually high pregnancy rate.
Rachel's baby, a little girl, is due in October.
And when word came that more than 60 girls at a Canton high school were pregnant, the school district became a lightning rod for what administrators believe is a national crisis.
We wanted to take this opportunity to address a national issue of concern.
And they wanted just to push her to keep it, push her to raise this child and not put the child's best interest into play.
We need to really open our eyes and, like it or not, understand that abstinence only at Timken does not work.
The fact is that teen pregnancies have steadily declined for 20 years, and most recently as a result of our efforts.
Now, despite the high number of pregnant teens in Canton, the district says the rate has actually been dropping.
There's no one single answer, but we know that we're working towards reducing that effort, but our number one mission is to increase student achievement, and we are doing that here at Timken Senior High School.
Even though 13% of a local high school's female students were pregnant in the past year, school officials say the rate shows progress.
Canton City is working with the rest of the community to try to mobilize as many resources as we can to both families and students to help them make good choices.
It's not only a healthy choice, but it's the only choice for us.
It's set up specifically for those purposes to help understand, guide, and support any individual who finds themselves in a parenting role.
It's positive.
I'm pregnant.
Because it was in about late April, early May, they contacted my agency and said, we are going to have a problem here, and our hands are tied as teachers and administrators. What we are permitted to do, we need help.
Canton City schools are starting the year with new curriculum, not to increase test scores, but to fight an unusually high pregnancy rate.
We all sometimes take education for granted. Some of these kids, they may be the first kids in their family to even go to high school. They're not even thinking about college. They're not thinking about higher education. And sometimes education is actually frowned upon and looked down upon.
If you compare the U.S. to other industrialized countries, we have the highest teen pregnancy rate and the highest teen abortion rate. So why is that? What are we doing that's so different? And they do educate their kids from a young age, and they keep giving them education.
So I say, let's bring the abstinence programs in at a much earlier age. Let's start talking about character development. Let's talk about self-esteem. Let's talk about good decision-making skills.
If you look at it, a few generations ago when a woman became fertile at a later age, she had more children, and she hit menopause at a younger age. You know, her childbearing years were much shorter than a typical girl today. And you're expecting her to be abstinent, you know, for 20, 25 years, whereas her great-grandmother maybe only had to be abstinent for 2, and it's just not very realistic.
I would really like to see a statistic of how many of the current girls who are pregnant or parenting at Timken are the products of teen moms themselves. It becomes very cyclical.
Find out somebody's pregnant, it's not all that shocking because there are so many people.
The food that I'm eating is suddenly tasteless. I know I'm alone now. I know what it tastes like. So bring me the small parts. Let go and
I was like wearing like big hoodies and stuff, and he was just joking around like, when do you do? And then they started talking about it and stuff, and then I kind of just had to tell him.
We do love our daughter, but it was, you know, what's in the baby's best interest? What's not in your best interest, or what's in my best interest?
The need to know what all of the options are, whether she's going to continue with the pregnancy and keep the child, continue with the pregnancy, and perhaps give the child up for adoption, or terminate the pregnancy altogether.
Kenyon is no more baby. I decided not to go through with it. I had a choice to make, so I made it. For me, Kenny.
But regardless of what her decision is going to be, she needs to know all of the options and what she would need to do so that she can make the best decision for her at that time.